GM, everybody. GM. Um, what did you have for breakfast? Everybody say it at the same time. Ready? Three, two, one. Quiche. I heard some peanut butter. I heard some bagels. I heard some popcorn. Why would you eat popcorn for breakfast? I'm not going to judge. But you are here in New York City. Welcome to my city, and thank you so much. My name is Foodmasku, but my also name is Antonius. You can call me Foodmasku. Some people call me Masku, and I have been making masks out of my meals since April 2020. It started because I was sewing fabric masks, and the fabric mask that I was sewing was for PPE. It was for people who were essential workers and also who were people in homeless shelters around my area. And one night during one of these Zoom calls we were having while making masks nonstop, somebody had gone on and they had a pickle face filter on their face and they couldn't turn it off. It was one of those moments of I am not a cat judge, and they were stuck with that pickle face filter. So I took a piece of kale and I put it on my face and I turned it into a face mask, and that was the birth of Foodmasku. So Foodmasku started to go on Instagram and I started to post every single day. And I think it was because a lot of the people who were following me and their kids just kept commenting saying how much they really appreciated the masks. And I did that for 90 days straight without leaving my house. Whatever I had in my apartment, I cooked, and then I turned into a face mask, and then I posted on Instagram. And it grew very, very quickly. And by September of 2020, I became one of the 5 art accounts to follow on Instagram, according to the New York Times. So, welcome to my city. Thank you so much. You know, and it's crazy to believe that like the growth didn't end there. It just kept going and going and going and going. So since April 2020, I've made many, many, many more masks. And the series that you see up here are from my 100-day mask challenge. Because as I was learning the language of Instagram, I also learned the language of the people who were posting them and how they had challenges for each other, like a dance challenge, a plank challenge, a push-up challenge, right? So there was this challenge called the 100-day face mask challenge, and I decided to enter that challenge, but using food face masks during the first 100 days of the new administration. And it just kept going and going and going. These are some of the masks that you see there. And I also started this around the time when I was learning about NFTs. Someone had actually invited me to start minting on a market, and within one day it sold. So within 48 hours of minting my first NFT, it was March of 2020. I think gas was so astronomical that I spent my entire stimulus check to mint 3 pieces. And the returns came back very quickly. And I sold off my first piece, my second piece, and my third piece. And I had enough money to buy 3 apes. So I was really happy. Thank you. Where are my bored apes at? What did you have for breakfast? Uh, so, in the experience that I've had also, I also learned that there are different types of contracts. In the beginning, I was only making one of ones. And then I also learned that there is, ERC 721 versus ERC 1155. And I wanted to do some ERC 1155s as well because I wanted to make additions for people. And that's when I started making these bread proofs on OpenSea. And not only would a bread proof be a piece for you to own, it was also much more accessible in pricing. And people were able to use that to enter my Discord on a gated channel. Now, I can't actually say my Discord because the amazing thing was I was invited to another Discord called Discord.art. My Discord.art family is amazing because instead of like, how many Discords have you joined? I am stuck at 200 because I have Nitro and I don't check all of them, but I need to be on all of them because I want to make sure I'm in the know, right? Once I got to that limit though, I couldn't add anymore. The cool thing about Discord.art, just come to ours, we take the feed from other Discords and feed it into ours. So you can read on the announcements of the Bored Apes, on Cool Cats. Yeah, Discord.art, represent. so many cool people, like the DBs are there, like the lemurs are there, you know? Who loves the lemurs, right? So the snakes, my snakes are also there. So I had a gated channel, and the only way you could enter that was by owning one of the ERC 1155 pieces, which was really, really cool. I think that's actually something very revolutionary, and not only did it make me, you know, a better, give me a better understanding of the space, it also gave me direct access to the people who I wanted to talk to, the people who collected me. Because you know, I was just posting things on Instagram, and suddenly the next day I become the top trending artist in known origin, which is where these pieces are at. So I've actually joined the Known Origin Hall of Fame as one of the top 30 people who have ever sold there. Number one is Sabet, so I will never meet Sabet. But I'm coming after your seat, Pak, so just better watch out. So it has been quite a journey for me, going from basically a person who was posting things on Instagram to becoming one of the top selling artists on an NFT platform as Known Origin. And surprisingly enough, I also was doing things on the side because of my NFTs. Because of the fame I was getting from my NFTs, Instagram actually reached out to me and said, "Hi, we would like to use your photo for our ad." And here I was thinking like, oh, it's an ad on one of those like stories that you swipe past. But it turned out that they put my face on the billboard of Shoreditch in one of the largest roundabouts there on Old Street. So for every day, you can go see my face on this gigantic billboard right in central London. And Instagram chose me because I was doing well not only as a normal artist on Instagram would do and a creator would do, but also I was selling my NFTs on a platform as large as Known Origin. So that has not really hit me completely because I haven't seen it. I do feel major FOMO for that because I can't be in London to see it. But you know what? There's a lot of FOMO for people who can't be here right now, right? So you're now in New York City, and now you're listening to amazing people like the crazy, amazing person who came right behind me, you know? Like, how many people were expecting that person to be here? I certainly was not, and I'm definitely a fan. So it's been such an amazing journey, and I just want to say that I will also be creating a generative project, which is really crazy to think about. Why would somebody like me, an artist who's doing really well with his 101s, do a generative project? And the reason is because I had an itch, you know. Have you ever had an itch that you just can't reach on your back and you just really, really had to get there and you had to scratch it? And it was one of those things because I saw how beautiful some of these Bored Apes came out to be, and now also how fun it was to be part of that experience of minting blind and being able to get something, right? So I tried playing around and I even started writing and deploying my own contract. But I also know where my boundaries are. So I am an artist and I'm not a developer. So I've taken on a great team. My two co-artists, I want to shout out the most amazing artist friends I have are Farah Manley and Tone Soccer. I believe that Farah is actually in the crowd, and I would want. Yes, you were, Farah. I am such a big fan of your work, and I'm so glad that you have become my co-creator in this process. I cannot believe that you're also here in New York, and we've been partying like crazy. So, my Discord.art family has gotten me my two co-creators to work with, and also connected me to this team called The Visitors, which is the first amazingly awesome collectible collection on Polygon that's been able to be in Rarity tools and other tools like that. And it's a crazy thing to be working with Jacob, Mike, Mitch Putnam, and also Trish Srida. So my amazing team, thank you so much for all you're doing. We are dropping on November 9th. It will be a collection of 2,000 generated pieces of food masks, and we're using a totally new technology because it's not just layers of PNGs on top of each other. We basically rebuilt Photoshop using JavaScript, and you are able to actually see shadows, and you are able to see nuances that you can only see in photography because we actually rebuilt Photoshop from scratch using JavaScript. So I would love for you to join me on that journey on November 9th. But even if you don't, just come hang out with us in Discord.art. because one of the coolest things that I've learned about NFTs is like, yeah, I did do well. I also managed to sell out all my work until very, very recently. It's just been sellout after sellout. People couldn't even get it. But the best part about it has been my community here hooting and hollering, telling me I'm gonna make it, GMI, supporting me anytime some jerk comes over and tries to grab my stuff, you know? Because it is New York, right? Welcome to New York, be careful of your stuff. So I just think that's my major thing to tell you. Like, if you find a community and if you find a group of people who really support you, you got their back, I got their back, and you know, it's just the most amazing part of becoming an NFT artist. So find that community, grow it, make sure that everybody in that community supports each other, and make sure that you're able to communicate to each other and tell each other how much you're going to make it. And yeah, there are gonna be some really, really rough times because, you know, it's the world. I never expected to, having become a Fulbright scholar, going from a Fulbright scholar professor at NYU to becoming top NFT artist who makes food masks. You know, like I never ever expected that to happen. But whatever bumps in your journey, I hope you make the best of it. And if you have any trouble at all, definitely reach out to us. We at Discord.art would definitely love to have you. We are not a cult, but we do have Kool-Aid. Thank you.